Preacher Online.
We all make excuses for being late, for falling short, for not following through. But when excuses creep into our spiritual life, they become a deadly trap. God calls us to obedience. The enemy whispers, not yet, or that's too much. And before long, we've excused ourselves out of being faithful to God, out of a faithful life. Excuses sound responsible, but they're really resistance in disguise. Today, I want to walk through 5 common excuses that Christians make and why it's time to silence them once and for all. First, sometimes people say, I'm not ready. This is one of the most convincing lies that we tell ourselves. It sounds humble. I don't want to mess it up. But in reality, it's fear talking. When God calls, he's not asking you to feel ready. He's asking you to trust him. Ecclesiastes 11 and verse 4 says, he who observes the wind will not sow, and he who regards the clouds will not reap. If you wait until the conditions are perfect, you'll never move. Spiritual readiness isn't about having all the answers. It's about having the right heart. Second, some people say, I'm not good enough. This sounds like humility as well, but often it's just another stall tactic. Moses said the exact same thing when God called him to lead Israel in Exodus 4 and verse 10. Oh, my Lord, I am not eloquent. I am slow of speech and slow of tongue. But God didn't choose Moses because he was qualified. He chose him because he wanted to work through him. 2 Corinthians 12 and verse 9, my grace is sufficient for you, and my strength is made perfect in weakness. God doesn't need your perfection. He needs your surrender. Third, people say, well, I don't have time. Now, this is a modern excuse, but the truth is we make time for what matters. Ephesians 5, 15 and 16 says, see then that you walk circumspectly, redeeming the time because the days are evil. If you have time to scroll, stream, or socialize, you have time to seek God. The problem isn't your calendar, it's your priorities. I tell you what, look at your phone's screen time report. A lot of phones have this. I can't tell you how to get there because there's so many different phones. I think I can find it on mine, but look at your screen times report. You'll likely find that you have spent hours on non-essential apps. That time didn't just vanish. It was given away. The same thing's true of our faith. We say we don't have time for God, but we give our best time to everything else. Fourth, some people say it's too late for me. Now, this excuse comes from regret. Maybe you've wasted years. Maybe you've fallen hard. Maybe you think your time's up. But if you're still breathing, it's not too late. Joel 2 and verse 25 says, so I will restore to you the years that the swarming locusts have eaten. God specializes in redemption. He can do more with the time you have left than you ever could in your own strength. Fifth, some people say, well, it really won't make a difference. You think your obedience is too small? Your prayers too weak? Your life too ordinary? Well, that may be the case, but God has never required big, only faithful people. Galatians 6 and verse 9 says, and let us not grow weary while we're doing good, for in due season we shall reap if we do not lose heart. Here's your challenge for today. What excuse have you been hiding behind? I'll do better tomorrow. I'm just not ready. I'm too messed up. I'll serve later. Someone else can do it. Excuses may sound reasonable, but they are the chains that keep you from obeying God. Today, take a step. Read the word. Say a prayer. Reach out. Repent. Begin today. You can keep making excuses if you want to, or you can start making progress if you want to, but you can't do both. I hope and pray that you find the way to set aside the excuses and to find God. That's your Faith in 5 for this week. Be strong, be good, and I'll see you next week. God bless you.